I'd like to extend a huge welcome to everyone gathered today, our faculty, our staff, our students, and our other special guests. I am Deborah Clark-Jones, Vice President of University Advancement and External Affairs, and I have the honor of being the Mistress of Ceremonies this afternoon as we welcome our new president, our 13th president, Dr. Christine Johnson McPhail. We will begin our program with the invocation by our university chaplain, Reverend Hershey Millette Stevens.
The Lord be with you. God of grace and God of glory, on thy people pour thy power. Crown the ancient church's story, bring its bud to glorious flower. Grant us wisdom, grant us courage for the facing of this hour. Grant us wisdom, grant us courage for the facing of this hour. O God, throughout your epic of salvation, you have sent phenomenal women of great intellect to reveal your grace and glory in every age. You empowered our mother Hagar, who was the first to name God in Holy Scriptures, calling you El Roi, the God who sees me. You endowed Rachel with wisdom and willfulness to thwart the designs of those who would impede progress. You filled Miriam, our sister, with joy as she danced on the banks of the Red Sea when you delivered your people from oppression and chaos. To Tamar, you gave the blessing of daring, making her willing to take a risk, believing that trusting in you, something new could happen if we would just let God's people breach the walls. In Ruth, you showed us loyalty and a model of how to love unselfishly, even at the expense of personal preservation. And though it is not always easy, in Ruth, you showed us that it is ultimately rewarded. And through Esther, you remind us that perhaps each of us is born for such a time as this. You raised a voice from the South, and one of St. Augustine's own daughters, Anna Julia Cooper, who made our charge by writing, "Only the Black woman can say when and where I enter, in the quiet, undisputed dignity of my womanhood, without violence, without suing or special patronage, then and there, the Negro race enters with me." You raised Blessed Polly Murray of this state, who never allowed people or the boxes that they made for her of race, gender, religion, or sexuality to confine or define her. Polly's striving is our own to live fully alive, making space for all God's children in the world to be free, reaching for God's dream. We come today, God of unchangeable power and eternal light, invoking your Holy Spirit and the spirits of Rachel and Hagar, Tamar, Ruth, Anna Julia, and Polly, that Dr. Christine Johnson McPhail may know you in the challenge of this work and in the call to lead St. Augustine's University. That she may know that you are a God that sees her, El Roi, a God that loves her, strengthens her, and has gifted her with all she needs for this task. And yet, in that abundance, you will continue to bless her with new mercies to meet the day. Look favorably on our president and on this wonderful and sacred institution of higher learning, that your work and will for St. Augustine's may be fulfilled. Frustrate the plans of the enemy and those who may want to sow foolishness and unrest in this place. Defend Dr. McPhail from all adversities which may happen to the body. Fortify her with a discerning heart and a sharp mind in moments of quiet questioning. And give her boldness to courageously take us deeper into the dream that you have, O God, for St. Augustine's University. Give to Dr. McPhail a sense of joy as she leads and inspires the faculty, staff, students, and all the alumni. Let her find fulfillment in her task and grant to her rest at the completion of each job. And bring to her, O God, companions who will walk with her, cry with her, dance and celebrate with her on this journey. And finally, God, stir up in each one of us, faculty, staff, students, alumni, members of the board, and the community at large, a commitment and clarity of purpose. Give us courage and discipline as we support President McPhail's vision and leadership. Grant that we, with grace and humility, may challenge old modalities and seek new ways to live out your will for St. Augustine's University. May it be so, God. Amen.
Yeah, I deleted the other one. Screen was black.
Each and every one of you are special guests today. Before I move into the occasion, I would like to acknowledge our executive and extended cabinet members here today. If you all could just please stand. See Dr. Velez over here. I want to also acknowledge our Faculty Assembly's Executive Committee, if you all are here today. We also have two of our alums with us today. Sheriff Gerald Baker, class of 14, who is the head of the Wake County Sheriff's Office. And we also have Mr. Shane Halls, class of 05. He is a diversity, equity, and inclusion professional in the biotech industry. And if I may, I just want to say a few words about Mr. Halls. He represents the epitome of dedicated support. He has donated to every single campaign every 2 weeks without fail over the past several years. Thank you so much, Mr. Halls. I also want to acknowledge Reverend Martin Cunningham, a visitor today, and his daughter Timbrel Cunningham, who is also an alum of St. Augustine's University. Thank you both for being here today. Thank you. And now for the occasion. I am so happy God allowed us to gather outside today. He or she moved the rain away to make room for this wonderful celebration. In this moment, as we look around us, be reminded of those who came before us, the founders of this great institution, the professors who created a legacy of excellence, the students who quarried the stones for several of the buildings we occupy today. They not only laid the stones, they laid the foundation for generations to come. Barack Obama once said, "Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek." Where we stand is not just ordinary grounds. These are hallowed grounds. The buildings are sacred symbols of what is possible, and they represent that audacity of hope. The world needs St. Augustine's University. We must be the change we want to see. And we, like those who came before us, cannot wait. It is up to each of us We owe it to those who came before us. We owe it to those who surround us today. And we owe it to generations to come. Strong leadership and vision are key. We have been blessed with a leader for a time such as this. Dr. Christine Johnson McPhail is the 13th president of St. Augustine's University. Prior to joining the Falcon family, Dr. McPhail served as president and CEO of the McPhail Group, LLC, and is a nationally recognized thought leader in higher education. She is the founding professor and director of the Community College Leadership Doctoral Program at Morgan State University. Dr. McPhail is the former president of Cypress College in California. She also recently served as a professor of practice at Kansas State University and the John E. Roche Center for Community College Leadership Development. She is a certified associate for Emergenetics International, which helps organizations ranging from small businesses to Fortune 500 companies achieve desired results, including increased efficiency and improved communication through solutions centered on the Emergenetics profile and tools. After multiple decades in higher education, Dr. McPhail served as a leadership coach with Achieving the Dream from 2004 to 2018, with a mission to help leaders shape the teaching and learning environment by engaging, aligning, and inspiring people to act. She has developed proven coaching and consulting methodologies and leadership programs that are now used by numerous institutions to help their leaders drive results. Dr. McPhail is the recipient of the 2018 Diverse Champions Award from Diverse Issues in Higher Education, the 2010 AACC National Leadership Award, and the 2008 League of Innovation's Terry O'Banion Leadership Award. She served on the Advisory Council for the Community College Survey of Student Engagement and the National Center for Post-Secondary Research at the Community College Research Center. Dr. McPhail served on the Board of Directors for the American Association of Community Colleges and the Council for the Study of Community Colleges. Dr. McPhail has also served as the Affirmative Action Officer for Division J of the American Education Research Association and on the editorial board for the Community College Journal of Research and Practice. She is the editor for one of AACC's best-selling publications, Establishing and Sustaining Learning-Centered Community Colleges, the co-author of the best-selling Practical Leadership in Community Colleges with Dr. George Boggs, and author of Leadership Tune-Up, 12 Steps to Becoming a More Successful and Innovative Leader. Dr. McPhail's research interests lie in the intersection of three fields of higher education: leadership, governance, and learning. Let's give a warm Falcon welcome to Dr. Christine Johnson McPhail, the 13th president of St. Augustine's University. We will now have words of welcome from the following, and this will be a slight change in the order printed. We will first have Ms. Aaliyah Williams, Student Government Association President, followed by Ms. Heave Nara, Ms. SAU, Ms. Rashara Bain, President of the International Student Organization, Dr. Yvonne Umphrey, Faculty Assembly Moderator, and Dr. Josiah Sampson III, our illustrious Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs. Ms. Williams?
Good afternoon. Y'all can hear me? Y'all know I'm short. Dr. Christine Johnson McPhail, I am honored to welcome you on behalf of the student body to St. Augustine's University. I know my fellow students share the same excitement to still be under the same leadership and vision that the McPhail legacy withholds to guide this university. In Dr. Urban Presley McPhail's short time on this campus, we were shown what it takes to lead while believing. And while you have so many extraordinary accomplishments yourself, it is with my understanding that you both share the same mission. Believe in something while staying persistent and success will follow. We as a student body stand ready to work with you to continue to advance this university to perform at the best of its ability. The biggest thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you for showing us that success is not the point. Wanting to be successful is the point. Not giving up is the point. Never letting up is the point. Never being satisfied with your accomplishments is the point. Thank you for showing me that success is never over, to always be persistent and endure what happens next. That the secret of being a great leader is to simply be my best. Thank you for choosing to become a Falcon forever. Falcon Pride! Thank you.
It is always a pleasure to stand before my fellow Falcons, because when it comes to the St. Augustine's University, standing tall and bright, the love will forever and always be true for the blue and white. Greetings, I am Hebe Elizabeth Nara, a senior computer information systems major hailing from Alexandria, Virginia, humbly serving as your 70th Miss St. Augustine's University. It is always an amazing sight to see a falcon spread their wings and fly, flying over obstacles, soaring towards achievements, catching every blessing that God puts in their path. However, the sight of a falcon with the greatness it carries, shifting its body to prepare to land here at 1315 Oakwood Avenue, not only carrying greatness, but with a vision and a plan, is a sight that is unmatched. Dr. Christine Johnson McPhail, I am so ecstatic to stand before you today during Women's Excellence Month to name you as the 13th president of St. Augustine's University. With an open mind, heart, and arms, I welcome you to St. Augustine's University.
Good afternoon, Falcons. I am Rashara Bain, and I hail from the beautiful island of Nassau, the Bahamas. I am honored to have the opportunity to represent the international students by welcoming you, Dr. Christine Johnson McPhail, to St. Augustine's University. We are confident that your experience in leadership will positively shape the future of this university. Thank you for accepting our invitation to morph into this new role as the university's 13th president. We, the international students, pray that your transition into presidency is smooth and seamless. And if I may add, Dr. McPhail, as you continue to make your bucket list of travel, please include the Bahamas, Honduras, Turks and Caicos, Bermuda, Barbados, Zambia, Kenya, Nigeria, Trinidad, Zimbabwe, Jamaica, Mexico, and Grenada. As we welcome you to SAU with open arms, we will also welcome you into our homes. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Dr. McPhail, distinguished guests, and friends of the university, again, good afternoon. I'm Dr. Yvonne Moore Humphrey, moderator of the Faculty Assembly here at St. Augustine's University. Would all the members of the faculty assembly please raise your hand? Thank you all for coming out today. This is indeed a great day. Dr. McPhail, on behalf of the faculty assembly, I want to formally welcome you to St. Augustine's University as the 13th president. As this nation celebrates Women's History Month, we at St. Augustine's University are especially proud to have such a distinguished female scholar as our leader. Dr. McPhail, the faculty assembly stands in full support of you as you lead us into a new era of excellence. You have taken the helm of this institution at a time of unprecedented challenges for higher education, especially for historically Black colleges and universities. We fully understand the continued paradox of the HBCU that W.E.B. Du Bois talked about when he addressed the alumni at Fisk University in 1933. He said, "We hold the possible future in our hands, but not by wish and will, only by thought, plan, knowledge, and organization. If the college can pour into the coming age of the American Negro who knows himself, his plight, how to protect himself, and to fight racial prejudice, then the world of our dreams will come, and not otherwise." Dr. McPhail, thank you for your willingness and commitment to serve. It's truly a labor of love. May God guide, strengthen, and bless you with a long, successful, and satisfying presidency. Please join me again in welcoming our 13th president, Dr. Christine Johnson McPhail.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Josiah Sampson III, and I serve here at St. Augustine's University as your Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Honored students, faculty, staff, and friends of the university, and most importantly in this moment, Dr. Christine Johnson McPhail. It is a pleasure to welcome you to St. Augustine's University and your new field of service as our 13th president. Today we honor your presence as our new Chief Executive Officer and find in you the exemplification of the university's commitment to academic excellence. We find in you the personification to the university's mission and vision. So today, more than just saying welcome, saying that we're glad that you're here, or saying make yourself at home, in this welcome, we, the university stakeholders, want you to know that we have high expectations. We want you to know that you have our unending support. We want you to know that we will follow your lead. And we want you to know that we are here with a charge for you. A charge paraphrased from a martyred missionary in Zimbabwe. Today, we say to you, Dr. Christine Johnson McPhail, As President and Chief Executive Officer of St. Augustine's University, you are a part of the unashamed Falcon Fellowship. The die has been cast. You have stepped over the line. The decision has been made. You are a disciple of His and a servant of this institution, and you cannot look back, let up, slow down, back away, or be still. Your past is redeemed in blue. Your present makes sense in white. Your future as a Falcon is secure. You must be tenacious with the high-flying, faith-walking, large planning, colorful dreams, limitless visions, fluent talking, long-living, and reached goals of this university. You can no longer have any need for preeminence, prosperity, position, promotions, plaudits, or popularity. You must serve the university for it to be right, to be first, to be tops, to be recognized, to be praised, and to be rewarded. President McPhail, you must live by faith, lean on His presence, walk by patience, live by prayer, and labor by Holy Spirit power. Your face must be set, your gait must be fast. Your goal must always be for St. Augustine's University. Your road may be narrow, your way rough, your companions few, but your heavenly guide is reliable, and so your mission is clear. You must not be bought, compromised, detoured, lured away, turned back, deluded, or delayed. You must not flinch in the face of sacrifice or hesitate in the presence of the adversary. For St. Augustine's University, you must not negotiate at the table of the enemy, ponder at the pool of popularity, or meander in the maze of mediocrity. Dr. McPhail, you must not give up, shut up, or let up until you have stayed up, stored up, prayed up, laid up, paid up, and preached up for the case of St. Augustine's University. Yes, we welcome you as our 13th president, but for that, you must give until you drop, profess until all know, and work until. And when Falcons old and new come to this place, they'll have no problem recognizing you. Your colors, blue and white, will be clear. The students, faculty, and staff of St. Augustine's University share in the pride you feel. With you, we look forward to the higher heights and continued contributions that you will make both now and in the future. And you may not remember saying this in conversation, but you once referenced St. Augustine's University as the North Star of North Carolina. If we declare that to be so, then we also declare you as our Harriet Tubman, and we will follow your lead. Congratulations and welcome.
To say I'm overwhelmed would be an understatement. Wow. Dr. Sampson, I stand before the Falcon community here today, and underneath the ever-seeing eye of our God Almighty. And I say to you, I accept that challenge, and I'm up to the journey. Falcons, thank you for allowing me this opportunity to be here with you today and to take the next steps of this journey with you. Some of you know that the first time I walked through these gates, I was holding the hand of the late Dr. Irving Presley McPhail. We walked through the gates from 1504, and we came through. We walked holding hands throughout the campus. To say that this is not a bittersweet gathering for me today would be an understatement. But I want you to know that today I'm still holding his hand and I'm holding God's hands, and with both of them holding me, we can move forward with the journey that you talked about. So some of you might say, why would a woman with those credentials that Dr. Deborah Clark talked about accept the 13th presidency of a university? Well, we know that many people might say that the number 13 is an unlucky one. We've heard that myth, right? Let's debunk that. Let's throw it away. Because if you do your research on the number 13, you know that it's an angel number, right? Let me talk a little bit more about that. Many people believe that it's negative. But when we think about 13 symbolically, it's a lucky number. And this is what that number signals. It signals a combination of strength. It signals energy. It signals inspiration and passion. It signals motivation. I get that from all of you here. So this is the sign then of this chapter of St. Augustine's University. It's about love, it's about compassion, it's about restoring our historical sense of family. My husband told me when he came out of retirement to step into this space, he says, there's nothing wrong with their mission. There's nothing wrong with their history. There's nothing wrong with that foundation. It's a new era, it's a new dawn, it's a new opportunity for us to think about ways that we can deliver upon that historical mission that was started back in 1867. Some of you may think that's a long time, but in God's time it isn't. So this is the opportunity for us to step into that space and to add our faces to that historical narrative. So I want to say thanks to all of you who welcomed me here today. I want to say thanks to the Board of Trustees and the Selection Committee for inviting me to walk with you and to help write this chapter in the historical legacy of this august Dr. Sampson University. Let us then, all of us who are here, the Falcons far and near, let us write this history and let it be a story that has never been told before. Let it be one that we walk outside of the boundaries that have been established within this thing called an HBCU. Let's redefine that. Let's define it the way that we want to. Basically, what I'm suggesting to you is that we take control of this history, that we take control of our future, and that we let no one define it. We define the moment, we define the opportunity, and we build it so that it's a much better organization that we found. I've been talking to some of our graduates and they tell me stories about back in the day. Let's make this day be one that we can talk about. So what is this woman talking about? What's her vision? I envision that we put this university on the globe again. That the first thing that we think about is the institution. One that is sustainable, one that is viable, that this institution becomes the first choice for students to select. We can do that. We have the brilliance, we have the resources, and we have the talent to do it. I also envision a student experience where all students, from wherever they may originate, when they walk through the doors, that they feel welcome. Dr. Sampson, that every student would feel that they're included in this environment, and that they can find themselves, they can find the program of study that they want, that they can find the resources that they need to be successful. So the first piece is that building upon what we already have as an institution, that we attract the students, that we know who they are, we celebrate them and the gifts that they bring. Employees, whatever position that you play at this institution, you're a Falcon. We facilitate that pride in everything that we do. We're about excellence. All of us are equal in the roles that we play and the contributions that we make to the student experience here. I accept that as your president. I hope you take that journey with me, and that our behavior speak to who we are as Falcons. I invite the community to know that this is your university. We want the community, just Saturday, many of you, let me see the hands of the people who were here on Saturday when we opened the gates to the community to come out. That was a blessing. And we want those kinds of events to continue, that we have this community here locally to understand who we are, what we do, and the role that we play in this community and the world. So we talk about the future. That's the last thing we'll talk about. Let's take control of that future. Let's shape it, not just by a narrative, but the way that we behave. I'm interested in the outcomes. I'm interested in our students being able to take their place in society and in the world. And I know that by selecting this university, they made the right choice. How about you? I'm ready to take the journey with you. We're gonna hold on to those hands that we know that can shape us, and we're standing here today. I'm standing here today on the shoulders of the ancestors who had the vision to carry those rocks out of their quarry. They had the vision to see us standing here today. What an awesome sight is this. Let's take control, team. Let's do what we need to do to walk in that space, to shape and celebrate the generation behind. So I'm gonna leave you with this thought. A few weeks before my husband passed, he came to me. I was drinking a cup of coffee early with me in the morning. He said, Christine, you know, you're that big voice. Christine, you know, we are here for a reason. And I knew it was coming then. He said, you know, we're Sankofians, you and me. And he said, what? What is that? He said, you know about the Sankofa bird? I said, well, yeah. He said, that's us. And I said, really? He says, yeah. He said, you turn around, the Sankofa bird is turned backwards. He said, you know what it means? I said, yes, I do, dear. He said, tell me. I always wanted to know, always a teacher. I said, I know what it means. It means go fetch them. He said, that's what I'm doing over at St. Aug. We're going to fetch the next generation. We're opening the doors to the next generation. Will you join me in going to fetch them? I accept that as your president. Let's go fetch them. Let's go fetch them. Let's go fetch them from here. Let's go fetch them from there. Let's go fetch them from all around the world. We're Falcons. That's the agenda I have. That's the agenda I want to lead. Can't do it by myself. I need God and I need all of you. Thank you for allowing me to be your 13th president of St. Augustine's University.
Thank you. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Wow. Welcome, Dr. McPhail. I think we are all inspired and are excited that you are here. It is my privilege to present gifts. I think that's the best part of the program. Dr. McPhail, over to your left on the table are several gifts from the various constituents of the university, including a basket with cards. It is my pleasure to present to you, on behalf of the university family, a welcome box with SAU paraphernalia and other things that you would need while you're here. Now, I was in your office not too long ago and I looked around and I was like, oh my gracious, what are we going to put in this box that she doesn't already have? I sought the help of Ms. Williams from the bookstore and also Dean Brown to come up with a box with some things that you did not have. So with this, we present you this box of SAU paraphernalia. didn't know it at the time, but based on Miss Bain, you're gonna need a garment bag. She has invited you to all of the homes of our international students, and you will need a garment bag. We have a garment bag here inscribed with SAU. And inside this bag, we want to make sure that when you travel to all of these places, that you are well represented in your SAU blazer. And of course, an SAU striped blouse. So we give you these tokens of appreciation, and we welcome you to SAU.
There was so much. I'm just still thinking and reeling with Dr. Sampson's sermon to us. And all I can say right now is SAU Blue Chips and our Superior Sound drum line, take it away.